Welcome back to the Girl Out of Order podcast. You are joining me in a time of pausing and reflecting. In my life, in my brand, in this podcast, we're really just taking a collective breath in and out because you know what? Sometimes life just needs to pause. And so I'm really thankful you've joined me. I have a very special message for you today. And it's a message that I actually am giving to myself as well. And so, if you've listened to the Girl Out of Order podcast for any amount of time, I am all about bringing you along with me and teaching you what I am learning, helping you grow as I grow. And so this message today, I think, is going to hit home for so many of us right now because it's a time of you're in the United States, it's a time of complete and utter insanity where one day you think it's going to be one way and then the next day you're like, what just happened? I literally feel like I'm in Wimbledon and I'm like, my head is going back and forth and back and forth. And you're like watching this volley of just crazy turns of events. And frankly, it's a little bit what my life has been like as well. Before we dive in, though, I really have such a passion to grow the Girl Out of Order community. And how am I going to do that if you're not in it? So please, I am asking you to hop on over to Facebook and join our Girl Out of Order community. It's completely free. And it's a place for you to not only connect with other like-minded and like-hearted women who are embracing their unique selves, but it's an opportunity for you to serve other women by sharing your authentic journey. Because here's what I have learned about community over the last 3 years. And my life has been radically changed and incredibly enhanced because I've built up a tribe of women, frankly, around the world. And that's been one of the biggest blessings of this mandatory pause that we had for COVID is I've just been able to dial into communities and women I may have never, ever met. And the Girl Out of Order Facebook community, I know it's just a Facebook community, but it's more than that. It is a place where we can gather, a place where we can grow, and a place where we can serve. Because let's revisit Girl Out of Order's mottos. What are our pillars? What forms the backbone of this mission that I, Christine Gale, am on and want you to be on with me? It is to cultivate bravery. It takes some bravery to pop into an online community and say, hey girls, here I am. I'm Sally. I'm from Indianapolis and I freaking don't know who I am. And I can't remember the last time I knew what I wanted, what I needed, and what I desired. So I'm here. I'm showing up real, and I could really use some girlfriends. I could use some encouragement. Is there anybody out there listening? Guess what? There's a community filled with women, and I know them. There are hundreds of us in there, and we are listening. And we're also hungry for connection. So we need what only you can provide, sister. So I don't care if you're some of my listeners in Germany, if you're listeners in Asia or South America or Canada, or if you're right next door to me in Wisconsin, please join the Facebook community because we need you in there. And I'm super excited because after I have my surgery, if you haven't been listening, I'm having a hysterectomy on August 5th. Please send me all your prayers and good vibes. But after I recover from my surgery, we are going to start having monthly, yes, monthly, I'm so excited, monthly coffee talks in the Girl Out of Order Facebook community. It's not going to be like we had a really cool meeting on worthiness where I did a little bit of teaching. We had some chatting. No, girls. This is just an opportunity to connect and get to know one another because we need each other. It's not easy being a woman in society today. It probably never has been. But I really want to reach the women who are hungry to connect, grow, build bridges. Because I only got to the cultivate bravery. I didn't even get to the second two pillars, which is to inspire boldness, to inspire you to boldly live into your true identity and do it with grace, style, and persuasiveness. We do that when we learn from each other, when we listen to women with whom we may not agree. And that leads us to the third pillar, which is building bridges among all women. Women, if there was ever a time when we needed each other, it is now. It is now. Because we have so much more in common than we do that separates us, but we focus on those little things that tear us apart, and it's got to stop. So come join our Facebook community so we can build those bridges. You are a very important part of that mission. Okay, now that I've done my super persuasive pitch to join our Facebook community, I want to dive into the content of today's message. I'm calling it She Took a Deep Breath and Let It Go. And I have a tattoo. If you're on YouTube, I don't know if you can see this. Oh gosh, it's backwards. All right, well, that's the power of mirroring. I have a tattoo on my arm, and of course it's a rainbow because I'm me. And it says literally, she took a deep breath and let it go. And I really believe that someday that's going to be the title of one of my books. Because, sisters, we are holding on to so much. Yes, we are badasses. Yes, we can hold it all. We're super women. That's incredible. But is it? But is it really that incredible? Or is it unwise? Maybe borderline foolish. And I'm not just talking about to-do lists and soccer carpools and snacks for the kids' party. And maybe you got to have some energy to actually have sex with your husband and make dinner. And go to the executive meetings and run the company and start the podcast. I'm not talking about all of that, but we're doing that too. I'm talking about holding on to things inside your soul, in your spirit, and often lodged in your body that are not healthy, that are not serving you, and that might actually be entrapping you. What are you holding on to? Do you need to pause and reflect and exhale? Because I do. I just finished up a 3-day seminar this weekend with, the man, the myth, the legend, Tony Robbins. And it was on RPM, which is rapid. Oh gosh, I just finished a 3-day seminar and I can't even articulate what it was on. It purports to be a time management program, but it's not. It's a life management and life building program. And I got so much more than I ever bargained for, which is the case 100% of the time when I take one of Tony's programs. But it's about results. It's about knowing your outcome. It's about taking massive action. But it's about knowing your purpose. And so you got results, purpose, and massive action, right? Sounds like a good planning tool. But in this seminar, why do I bring this up? In the seminar, Tony does his interventions. Then on the other side of that for, 2.5 freaking hours a couple years ago, and it changed my life forever. He did one of the weirdest interventions. It was uncomfortable for all of us. And it actually made all of us go, okay, can we just get on with the rest of this program? Because I'm really it's icky, it's uncomfortable, it's just weird. And I felt critical. I'll be really honest. I just felt critical. And I was like, this is stupid. Okay, I literally said that out loud. And I was doing this seminar with 4 of my friends, and we're all like rolling our eyes. Like, this is so weird. So what was it? So he calls on this absolutely adorable man named David. And Tony does these things called, breaking your pattern, and he'll say when you're in like a serious moment, or you're getting up in your head, or you're seeming like you're stuck, he'll say something like, "Is that a zit on your forehead? Or are those shoes red? Why are you wearing red shoes?" Like something to snap you out of your pattern. And that's something very good. That's a little side note, and do a little rabbit here. That's a side note. When you get stuck in your patterns of thinking or acting or behaving or whatever it might be, snap out of it. You actually can snap out of it, but sometimes you have to work hard to break your own pattern. But when you're working with somebody or you're coaching somebody or parenting somebody and they're getting, especially I've parented 4 girls and I'm still parenting 4 girls and I'll be parenting 4 girls until I'm 110. But when you're parenting kids and they're all getting kerfuffled and just everything's so horrible and my God, she did this, and just you can say something really ridiculous like, "Did you fart?" I'm sorry, I can't believe I said that on my podcast, but it's true. So back to Tony. What is he doing? He is talking to David and he's getting really serious about his mom and some issues and like, whose love did you crave? It's a question that Tony asks a lot of people he does interventions with. Whose love did you crave? Because it can kind of reveal sometimes our motivations and sometimes our patterns. And David was getting very serious and Tony just stopped and said, "Can you burp?" And David, cute as a button, David, he's like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Can you burp? Let me know. Let me hear it. Can you just burp?" And David like rips this disgusting burp. And Tony was actually quite impressed. I mean, if you're going to impress Tony Robbins, probably wouldn't be my number one choice of why, but it's okay. Let's go with it. And then he asked in the audience, "Is there anybody here who cannot burp?" And that's actually me. My friends were laughing at me like, "What do you mean you can't burp?" I'm like, "I just don't burp." I mean, I get these burps that stay like, in your chest, like, but they don't go up into your esophagus. They get like, these people that burp, oh, it's just disgusting. Like, I can't do it. So he called up Charlotte, who's actually one of my UHBW sisters. And bless her sweet British heart, she could not burp to save her life. And it was like he had her drink a couple cans of Coke. He had her drink some, I think, Pellegrino. I don't know, is that the right word? It was so weird. And it went on and on and on. Hence the eye rolls. Hence, "This is stupid. Why are we wasting our time? We're going to be up till 1 a.m, which of course we were. And then the genius came out. And then the genius came out. And the reason why you're listening to me now talk about burping, because you're probably eye rolling and going, "This is stupid. Why are we doing this?" Well, this is why we're doing this. Because the whole point of it is Tony said, "What are you holding on to? What is stuck inside you that other people or healthy people can just let go? What are you holding on to that's keeping you stuck?" It was a metaphor, Christine. It was just a metaphor. But it really got me thinking about, what am I holding on to? And where am I holding it? So back to my tattoo of "She took a deep breath and let it go." I have 3 tattoos. The first tattoo I got after my husband's affair came out. And it's beautiful. And I love it. And it's symbolic. And this tattoo I got during a really difficult, if you can hear my dogs, love me anyway. We're podcasting in real life, baby. But this tattoo of "She took a deep breath and let it go" came out during a particularly painful period of our healing. And if you can see it on YouTube, you can see that it's rainbow colors, because of course I love rainbows. But I wanted it to be messy and I wanted it to be colorful, because that's what letting things go is. It's messy and it's colorful and it's hopeful and it's necessary and it's beautiful. Whatever your process is, whatever your issue is that you need to let go. I don't know what it is for you. For me, it was, I had to let go of trying to control my husband's choices and recognize that I needed to choose me first, because I matter. Because at the end of the day, when I'm all by myself on my deathbed, I'm the only one I'm guaranteed to be with. Actually, I don't have to die to do that. I'm the only one I'm guaranteed to be with throughout my entire freaking life. And as I go through life, am I going to hold on to resentments? Am I going to be angry at my brother or angry at my sister in law or frustrated at something somebody at work said? Are you going to be pissed off because you didn't get picked to join a particular club, or you didn't get invited to play bunco on Thursdays, or you didn't get the promotion, or you weren't chosen to be CEO, or you didn't get into law school? I don't know what it is for you. But I would imagine if you're being honest and you really sit down and reflect back on your life, there were things that happened that you didn't choose, that you wouldn't want, that you wish hadn't happened, but you can't let it go. And it's lodged in your spirit, and it's clogging up your ability to unleash your most compelling, beautiful life. What is it for you, sister? What is it? Is it the divorce that you've not healed from? Is it the child breakdown, the child relationship, the child that doesn't talk to you right now? Can you let shit go? I know for me, there's so many things that I've had to let go in the last decade of my life. Even when my mom passed away, and I'm still working on this one. This is probably one of my biggest places of stuckness. So I haven't yet grieved. That's hard to admit. But it's like there's so much to unpack about mom not being here, because it means I need to unpack all of the things I hadn't let go of when she was still here. And I need to take a deep breath, and I need to exhale and let go of the things that are no longer serving me. Set free those hurts, that trauma that will not allow the real you to stand up and be counted. Let go of whatever it is for you that keeps you from stepping fully into your light and shining. What is causing you to shrink down, cage yourself, play small? Because if you're honest and you really do an inventory of your beautiful self, I bet you're going to find some places of stuckness. I hear it all the time with women. And they say, I'm just stuck and I can't get unstuck and I don't know how. I don't know what's keeping me here. I can't grow. I can't change. I can't. And I should. When if they were just really honest with themselves and they took a really radical inventory of the stories that we allow to continually run either at the forefront of our mind, which sometimes it's obvious, but more often than not, it's subtle. And it's running in the background, like those computer programs when you go to do the like scan and you go, holy smokes, I've got 150 programs running. I don't even remember opening any of those programs. Those programs are bogging down the efficiency and effectiveness of your computer system. What do you think the traumas, resentments, hurts, self-hatred is doing to you? I have a saying that I love for Girl Out of Order, and I love it for my life. And it's this: the world needs what only you can provide, Jennifer. What only you can provide, Sharon. And girl, Arlene, the world needs what only you can provide, because there's no other Arlene in the freaking world. And the world is better off when you step fully into your light, free of all of the things that keep you stuck. So are you ready to take a deep breath today? Are you ready to inhale and then let it go? Because I am. And I am in this period of pausing where I'm not pushing so freaking hard all the time, and I'm allowing life and the lessons I'm learning to pull me, and I'm dancing with life's complexities. I'll leave you with this. This last weekend, I had a beautiful friend who reached out to me. Gosh, I love when she reaches out to me. She's one of the most beautiful writers I've ever seen. Just the way she expresses herself And when she expresses to me and she sends me these love notes, and I just, oh my gosh, it just brings me to tears, gives me goosies. And she had some beautiful things to say to me. And then she says, oh, I'm going to send you this gift. And I'm like, oh my gosh, nobody ever sends me gifts. I'm like the total gift giver. And she sent me this beautiful necklace. And I don't know if you can see it if you're on YouTube, but it's the little pause symbol on the old, the old recorders, the little two lines. And I want to read you what came with it. And I'll end with this. Okay. So it says, she finds herself awake again all throughout the night. When the evening blurs into the morning sky and still peace is not in sight. The room is quiet, but her thoughts are loud, her mind lost in the wild of her worries. Struggling in silence, she keeps waiting for the exhale for her fears to part. But there's a battle within her mind. There's a war inside her heart. Taking a moment to pause, she allows herself to rest, regaining her peace and strength with each and every breath. Letting her chest rise and fall, she takes each thought in and slowly lets them go, realizing that grace can still find her, even if steady breathing is all she can do. In this moment of clarity, she realizes that her anxiety does not define her. Her worries do not hold her worth. Being okay does not always mean being all right. It's okay to come undone, for it's only in the darkness that she can discover the power of her own light. So, sisters, let's keep pausing. Let's keep resting. Let's keep inhaling what we need and exhaling what no longer serves us. I love you. We're in this together. And I mean it when I say the world needs what only you can provide. I will see you